watching the brat. ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat. Turn around.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, what are you doing? It's 2025. Did you not already hear, boo? When you subscribe to me, you get a fatter ass, you get a bigger bank, you get that nigga you was plotting on.
Yeah.
Y'all are probably like, girl, this one has to be clickbait. Like, there's no way you've been in this situation this many times. Like, there's no way you've gotten into this many squabbles. Like, baby,
just listen to the story.
Let's listen to the story and you will understand.
Okay.
If you have a small business, a small channel, if you just want more followers on your Instagram, boo, if you just want to be more popping on your Instagram, whatever the reason, like, it doesn't even have to be a business or anything like that. If you want just a shout out or whatever, DM me on Instagram at ChesaLaMorena. Just make sure it says like subscriber promo or something like that. Before I get into the subscriber promos, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about my New Year's resolution, because I just want any young girl, especially over 21, that might be struggling with the same thing as me, to hear me and know that you're not alone, and maybe I'll give you guys the motivation to make the same decision. Now, I'm not bashing anybody that drinks or anything like that, but I have made the decision for my 2025 year to go completely clean as far as drinking. Now, y'all are like, oh, so what are you gonna do if you're not drinking? I am not somebody that really smokes or anything like that. I really don't dabble in that type of stuff. Like, I have from time to time, y'all know that, but that's not really my thing. My thing was sipping, and I'm not gonna say that it was becoming a problem necessarily, but I could see it developing into that if I continued. And also, it was a lot of what was holding me back from my weight goals and my fitness goals, and it was, you know, negatively affecting my mental health, and my whole body was just taking a toll. Like, I was always hurting, and I feel like that was the culprit. So I decided that I'm going to do clean, not January, clean 2025, boo. We're gonna see if I can thug it all the way out throughout the year. And it's not necessarily like a firm decision on like the entire year, but I know that I want to do more than clean January. I know that I want to take a huge detox from drinking. So if anybody was looking for a reason or a sign to stop drinking,
this is your sign, baby.
I'm not gonna like hold myself to some like you better not drink at all this year. I'm gonna give myself grace, you know what I'm saying? Going cold turkey with things is really hard, but I'm not going to give myself like, oh, in February I can drink, or oh, in March. Like, no, I'm going to see how long I can go. Being disciplined and not drinking, going out in social settings and not drinking, and maybe eventually I'll get to a point where I don't want to drink. So that's just my little think piece. You guys can share anything that you guys feel like you want to improve your life or your year with in the comments. So let's go ahead and jump into these subscriber promos before we jump into this story, because baby, this story is crazy. I know all of my stories are crazy, but baby, this story is crazy. And also, y'all like my sushi case? Before y'all ask me, because y'all be asking me where I get things, my Hello Kitty plushies, baby, are all from all over the world, like CVS, Walmart, Five Below, Depop, and this big one that's right here I've had since I was a little girl, because Hello Kitty has never been a trend for me, but I've always effed with Hello Kitty. No shade. So that one is a OG that used to be on my bed when I was literally like 7 years old, so I don't know where that one's from, but this case is from Five Below. So let me go ahead and get into these subscriber promos. The first one I'm going to be doing is somebody that you guys may know. She DM'd me and let me know that she also does story times. I love when I see other creators and YouTubers, like, you know, talking their shit. I love that. So the YouTube creator that also does story times, I'm gonna put on the screen, is I Am Asia. She's popping, no shade, and she's a baddie too. So I Am Asia, I'm gonna put her YouTube on the screen. If you guys have not already tapped in and supported her videos, go support her videos and tell her Chesa sent you, because baby, if you like the tea over here, I'm sure you'll like the tea over there. Like, I'm looking at her page right now, and her story times look juicy, boo. So after you get the tea here, go get you some tea there, okay? The next person I want to promote is this hairstylist. I'm going to put her up on the screen. She does braids and different styles. Super cute. She is a Tampa hairstylist, so if you're in the area or you're going to be in the area, definitely go tap in with her, book with her, and tell her Chesa sent you. The next girl I'm going to put on here, she makes gym content, skincare, hauls, and sometimes story times. I'm going to put her YouTube on the screen. I don't know how to say this. I think it's her name is Andrea. I don't know how to pronounce this like username, so I'm not gonna like butcher it. I'm not gonna do her like that. She's also a baddie. I'm gonna put her up on the screen. Definitely subscribe to her content. Check it out. Definitely tell her Chesa sent you. Go subscribe. Go support. Next YouTube channel I'm going to promote is Avatar 42803. I'm going to put their account up on the screen as well. I see a piercing plus concert video, healing from a breakup, photo shoot, things like that. Definitely go tap in and tell them Chesa sent you. Next account is just an Instagram account. It's with a z.nautica with 2 A's. Go ahead and follow her. Next page I want to go ahead and show you guys is Collection Rugs with a Z and an X. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you guys can see the spelling. She makes rugs, and y'all, she makes Hello Kitty rugs. I'm definitely going to get a rug made and show you guys the actual rug when I do get that like delivered to me. But I'm going to show you guys the page. She does custom rugs. There's like a chrome hearts cross. I might need that too. Definitely super cute. Go ahead and tap in, buy a rug, tell her Chesa sent you. Next one is another braiding page, St. Mary's County Braids by Key. I'm gonna put her page up on the screen as well. Definitely super cute. Like, I love that you guys are service providers and do hair and do all the beauty things. Like, y'all are baddies. Like, y'all can make rugs, y'all can do hair, y'all do YouTube. Like, what can't y'all do, boo? What can't y'all do? Next YouTube channel is Vonnie_baby. She does reaction videos, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the screen as well. Definitely go support, tap in, subscribe, tell her Chesa sent you. And lastly, Danae Marie, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm gonna put her YouTube on the screen. She doesn't have any videos just yet. Turn on notifications so that when she does drop a video, you're the first to tune in. I know you guys be like, why are you showing me accounts that don't have no content? Y'all should trust that the content gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So definitely go subscribe. Tell her Chesa sent you. Mwah. Also, y'all, I'm so sorry. Somebody's gonna say when the video starts, which is kind of like low-key shady because, baby, why don't you want to hear everything I gotta say? But whatever. My Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at Chesa Kiana. I'm going to be going like live on Twitch and streaming even before I get my setup. I'm thinking about putting my setup there because I don't really have room anywhere else for a setup unless I buy a whole new bed and do like a underneath the bed loft type of thing, which I'm not gonna do, I don't think. So I'm gonna try to do a setup over here somewhere, make something shake. But before I get like a face cam and all of that stuff, I can still stream on Twitch through my console. So y'all, if y'all want to chill with me and have a little chill stream night, sometimes I might even go live tonight that you're seeing this video, definitely tap in and follow me on there. So y'all, I do want to go ahead and just jump into the story time. I know y'all are gonna be like, girl, like, how can you be a girl's girl but you've gotten in so many fights? Baby, for one, I am not a self-proclaimed girl's girl. When I be saying I'm a girl's girl, it's for the sake of I'm talking to y'all on the internet. This is the intergalactic web. I don't walk around in real life just calling myself a girl's girl. I with real, okay? I support women that support other women. I support women that support me. I support women that deserve my support. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are some raunchy out here, there are some hating ass out here, there's some weirdos out here, and we all know that. And if you give me negative energy, if you give me bad energy, if you give me mean girl energy, then baby, I'm not gonna be a girl's girl to you. But for the sake of, like, you know, TikTok lingo and stuff like that, I be saying on here I'm a girl's girl because if you're a girl's girl, a real girl's girl, I am too. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be picking and choosing who y'all want to be girls to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a video on TikTok that would like something along the lines of this, but like she basically was trying to say, if it's a that you don't like or that you're envious of for whatever reason, that you need to, you know, look inwardly and evaluate. But like, yeah, the next that you don't like, you're not gonna be a girl's girl with that girl. You know what I'm saying? Because you quick to backdoor and go with a nigga, go with a dude if it's a you don't like or that you're jealous of. So, oh yeah, I took her man, I got one-ups on her. That's not being a girl's girl. So a lot of y'all don't even like, shouldn't even be calling yourselves girls, because at the end of the day, if you're a real girl's girl, you're not gonna go backdoor anybody. You're not gonna go over any for any reason, because that's not who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I'm not backdooring nobody for no man. I don't want nobody leftovers. I don't do stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I can't say that if it's a I don't like, baby, I might, you know, I might talk my I might do, you know, do something to you. So I'm not about to walk around here and like say for real I'm a girl's girl, but I treat girls with respect and I love supporting women so long as they support me and are kind, decent human beings. I'm just a decent human being at the end of the day, but I am a human being still. Okay, so I'm not perfect, baby, and I never claimed to be that. So, but this story time, y'all, is a perfect example of why jumping to trying to be a girl's girl is not always the answer. Because sometimes you try to be a girl's girl for the wrong And I have been a girl's girl to the wrong bitch multiple times, and y'all know from certain story times. So let's go ahead and get into the story. So this story time is placed, y'all can tell probably I'm trying to get out like my college story times. Like I'm trying to get out all the story times from that era. I still have a couple more left to go. I might not do them in order though, so that y'all can have some variety or whatever. But this story time is from when I was still in college. Mind you, I was in community college. I'm not about to go through all of that backstory again, but I was living with my bestie at the time, Ella. And we had like an apartment because we went to a community college, and we were living in another city than when we went to high school in and stuff like that. And we established like a little friend group from my college and stuff like that. That's all y'all really need to know. Now, when I was staying in this apartment with Ella, our parents did agree to help us pay for the rent because we were going to school, but we had to pay for everything else. Like everything we wanted to put in the apartment, we had to furnish the apartment. We had to, we had like some furniture from like where we lived before, but like everything else that we needed to get ourselves. Obviously we had to like put the groceries and the food in the crib, and we had to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like our parents weren't just paying for our entire lives because we were in college. They just were helping us out with the rent. So that being said, we obviously had to work and have jobs. So I remember, I don't know if this was towards when we were about to move out or whatever, like either way I needed to work. I ended up getting a seasonal job. I don't know if this was like around Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm pretty sure it was cold outside, so I'm pretty sure this was around like the Christmas season or whatever. So it probably was, we were either on break or we were about to be. I don't really know, or maybe our community college didn't get like as long a break of a normal university. I don't really know the details, but I know that I ended up getting a seasonal job at Bath and Body Works. Now, this job did not last long, not just because it was a seasonal job, but because like my manager, we're just gonna call her Grinch. We're just gonna call her the Grinch because it was around Christmas time, it was a seasonal job, and she was a bitch. And I probably gave somebody the name Grinch before, but we're gonna call her a Grinch. She's not really like significant in this story time anyway, so giving her that name isn't really gonna even be a lot. Y'all, my neck is naked because I don't have a necklace on. That is what I'm missing. Much better, y'all. I'm over here like, what am I missing? Like, I'm missing my necklace. But yeah, so we're gonna call her Grinch. So at Bath and Body Works, you already know they have the candles, the seasonal candles, the holiday hand sanitizers, the holiday lotions, the perfumes, the body gel, the shower gel, all of that good stuff, right? So I ended up getting hired on, and y'all, immediately when I got hired on, it was not fun. Like, y'all ever got hired at a job where everybody that you worked with was just like significantly older than you, or if they were around your age, they just weren't people you could relate to? Like, I don't want to like get into the details, but like they just weren't people that really wanted to talk to you, or like people that you cared to talk to either. Just like wasn't your type of people. Like, I'm not saying looks wise or anything like that, like, but when I first got hired onto this job, there was really nobody that was gravitating towards talking to me, and who I was talking to wasn't really giving me nothing back. It just was giving, everybody was like just working. Like, it wasn't giving like one of those fun jobs where you have somebody to talk to. And again, probably because when your manager is a bitch, it's hard to have that like good environment in the workplace where you feel comfortable and everybody's like in an uplifted mood and wants to chat and stuff like that, because everybody is walking on eggshells because your manager is a bitch and you're trying not to get fired because you need that money. Okay, so so this was placed in the college era. This was 2020. Okay, this was towards the beginning of 2020, like towards the end of 2019. I just know that this was around the Rona virus. So obviously with us being in a whole pandemic, this was the time where everybody was social distancing, everybody was wearing masks, everybody was wearing gloves, everybody, like, places were closing and stuff like that. But Bath and Body Works was not closed, baby. So at this job, we had like a mandatory like rule that you had to wear a mask. I'm pretty sure it was statewide. I don't think it was just our manager being a bitch. I think that it was like legally you had to wear masks if you were on the clock, and that was understandable, y'all. I had a pack of Hello Kitty masks in my car. I had black glittery mask in my car. I had pink mask in my car. Like, I had the whole baddie virus necessity pack. You know what I'm saying? I had everything. I even had gloves. I had hand sanitizer. I had alcohol. I was even making, do y'all remember when we was making homemade hand sanitizer with like aloe vera and like alcohol and stuff, because hand sanitizer was not even available for real because it was selling out? Like, that was really a time, child. That was really a time. I'm so like happy that I graduated in 2019, and I was able to have a real graduation. And for everybody that didn't, that was, you know, graduating the times of when, you know, school was let out and stuff like that. I am so sorry. Like, I be hearing the stories like, oh, I thought I was gonna be out of school for a week, and baby, we ended up never going back. Like, damn, I'm sorry that they took that experience from y'all. If y'all didn't experience y'all prom and y'all freaking graduation because of that Rona, I am so sorry. But yeah, so fast forward, I'm already working at this job for maybe like a week and a half, and it's like a very fast-paced job. And it wasn't one of those positions where when you get hired on seasonally, sometimes they like beat around the bush on whether or not they're gonna keep you after this like seasonal session is over. Sometimes they're upfront and they're like, this is just a seasonal position, and once, you know, the season is over, you're gonna have to look for another position somewhere else because we can't keep you. Or sometimes they be beating around the bush and they're like, oh, like if we have room or if we're able to keep you, then we might keep you based on your performance or whatever. But they told me straight up, baby, after the season is over, you gotta go. Like, baby, you gotta bounce. So I wasn't even taking this job too seriously. One random day that I'm working, there are like boxes stacked to the brim of holiday candles that we have to restock and reshelf. It was really just like, stock the candles and stuff, stock everything, turn everything forward, make sure everything looks nice. Y'all know y'all don't go in no Bath & Body Works and shit look a mess. Like, it always looks pristine in there. And we had to like take the damaged candles and, you know what I'm saying, replace people's candles and stuff like that. It was really super easy, but it was very hectic during this seasonal era. Like, everybody's going for their Christmas candles, and so it was very, very stressful. So even though the job itself wasn't hard to do, it was very taxing on me mentally. So this random day, there's like new people, mind you, since it's seasonal, like I'm working with new people all the time. I'm not seeing like the same people every day. And this girl, we're gonna name her, the main girl of this story time, we're gonna name her Penny. And we're naming her Penny partially because
She's a cheap bitch.
and y'all are probably gonna be like, damn, Chester, that's rude.
I don't give a damn!
Y'all are gonna understand why I'm calling her cheap very soon, and y'all gonna be like,
That bitch is cheap.
but yeah, partially because she's cheap, like a $1, I mean like a 1-cent penny. And also, I'll explain the other part later because I don't want to give too much away. She ends up coming in, and my manager is like, I'm not no like higher up or nothing like that. Like, I'm not no lead or nothing like that, but I was catching on really fast because I had worked retail before this. Like, you already know, like, I've worked retail before. So they were like asking me to help her out like on the register, and then helping like have her help me with the big box of candles that I had to like put stuff away or whatever. But when she first walked into her very first day, y'all, this day, she came in without a mask. So immediately the Grinch, my G-ass manager, is like, she's like, it says on your information before you get hired onto your shift or before you start your first shift, everything that you need to know. Basically talking about like the syllabus. Like, I think syllabus is just for school, but the like work version of a syllabus, I don't know, maybe that's the right word still, I don't know. But she's like, everybody has to wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, if you don't have one, you can buy one from here, like from us, but it'll be $3. You need to be taking this seriously. Like, she's going in on her. Mind you, this girl just walked in for her very first shift, her first day. Like, I get it, we are grown at this point. We like, she probably was like my age, like 20, like 20, what? 20, 21. But like, damn, like I would probably be like, damn, bitch, like if my manager just started yelling at me off rip, my first like bitch didn't even clock in yet type.
Twin, Jill vibe, like your ass is not Jill vibing like at all.
So I'm looking at her and I'm kind of feeling bad. Like, I'm like, damn, like you did not have to go that hard. Like, chill. And $3 is a reach, but like I guess it's like to keep you, it's like an incentive for you to not forget your mask and your like essentials and stuff like that. But like, you never know what somebody got going on at home. You never know if somebody has access to masks. You never know if somebody even has a couple dollars to buy a mask from the store. Like, you don't know what somebody is going through. So I kind of just felt for her. Like, even though like, yeah, it should be taken seriously. Yes, I did not like when people were just like completely blatantly ignoring like social distancing and things like that. Like, that was a whole thing around this time. But I didn't think that she just came in for her shift like not wanting to follow the rules on purpose. Like, she probably was rushing in. She was probably nervous. She probably forgot her damn mask. Like, I don't know. Maybe her damn mask strap broke. Like, that used to happen to me all the time. And if that's your only mask, baby, then you're gonna have to ask somebody for one. You know what I mean? So she's like, do you have $3 to like buy a mask? Like, this was like the most old, miserable lady that I ever seen in my life. Like, it was giving Karen. She was a Karen. I should have named her Karen, but I already used that name in story times before, like more than I think I've used Grinch. I probably only used Grinch one time. So I could just see the look on her face, like she had like a flushed looking face, like she just looked embarrassed. So I was like, wait, like I was like, Grinch, no, I have a pack of like of masks in my car. I can just give her one, like it's no biggie, like I really have a lot in my car. And she just looks at me like almost like mad, and she felt like tested or challenged by me like stepping in or something. But she looks at me and she's like,
so what are you gonna do if everybody on shift doesn't have a mask? You're gonna give everybody one?
and I kind of gagged her, and I was like, I mean, if I have enough for everyone, then yeah, probably. Can I go get her one or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even about to be working here that long, baby. I'm not trying to get hired corporate for Bath & Body Works. Like, play with your kids and not me. Like, don't talk to me like that, ho. Like, are you dumb? So she kind of looks at me kind of like taken aback, and I'm like, yeah. Well, not for real. I wasn't like, yeah. But I was just like, can I go get her one? Or like, can I go get her one or not? And she's like, I guess. So then I run out there and I like grabbed like a handful of my like Hello Kitty ones or like the pink ones or whatever. Handful of my little cute ones. And went back to the back room with her, gave them to her, and she was like, thank you so much, girl. Like, you're so kind. You did not have to do that. I could have like bought one. Like, thank you so much. She was like, you don't have to give me all these. I'll just take one. And I'm like, girl, no, keep them. I have like, you don't understand, baby. I have like hundreds of them in my car damn near. Like, you're good. And she was like, well, thank you so much. Like, what's your name? And we started talking or whatever. And then, like I said, we had to like help each other out for the rest of the shift. So obviously we ended up chopping it up. And y'all, I was happy to have somebody to talk to, because like I said, it wasn't giving that, and it was giving very boring and stressful at this job. So I was like, you know, a young girl, she looked my speed, like we could talk, we could relate on some things. So we were talking, and we also ended up bonding over like our nieces and nephews. She had nephews, and I have two nieces, but at the time I only had one niece. And y'all know I'm obsessed with my nieces. My nieces are like my children damn near. I love them very, very much. And we were just bonding over that. Like, she loved her niece, I mean, she loved her nephews, I love my nieces, and we were just showing each other pictures and stuff like that. And once we showed each other pictures, we ended up exchanging phone numbers and social media. Now, let me give y'all a little pro tip if y'all already don't know, if I hadn't already said this. If you work somewhere, I don't give a where you work. I don't give a if you work at the gas station. I don't give a if you work at Walmart, the Amazon warehouse, or the hospital. I don't give a if you work as a CFO. I don't care what you do. Do not exchange your information with your coworkers. Like, if you have to give phone numbers out to your coworkers, okay. Give your phone number to your coworker, because, like, you know, you might need somebody to pick up a shift for you, or, you know, you might have to, like, have a group chat with your coworkers, and you might want to save your, you know what I'm saying? Phone number, cool. Social media, no. Don't do that, because there's multiple reasons. There's too many reasons as to why you should not give your social media to your coworkers. I don't give a how cool you think your coworker is. I don't give a if you think that's your work bestie, your work wife, your work husband. And don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that, y'all. There are real life bitches out here, bottom of the barrel bitches out here. And I'm not speaking from current experience, but there are out here that will try and mess with a man at their job that they know got a chat home, trying to, like, I don't know if it spices up their like work life because they dread going to their job, or they hate their job and they just want to spice it up some type of way. But they will, like, there are girls that will set out to go to work to try and tempt men that have women at home. Like, there are women like that. And of course the man ain't if he go for it, but I'm just saying, like, too many reasons to not go get too personal with your coworkers. But the main reason being, like, say you call up, you text on, you know, phone number. You text your coworker to take your shift for you, and then because you say you sick, and then you post up on Instagram at a concert, and then they see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just gets sticky. It could just be so many things, and anything to avoid drama in the workplace, you need to do it. None of those reasons that I just listed happened with me and this girl, but me following her on social media is what ended up, like, taking us from just work friends to hanging out in real life and being real life friends. And I feel like that should have never happened, because if that never happened, then this whole story time would have never happened. We could have just kept it, hey, bye, hey, what's up, hey, girl, what's tea at work, and left it there. That's where it should have been left at.
No shade.
We start interacting on social media and stuff like that, and like nothing too crazy or nothing like that. But then fast forward to a day, we end up on shift together again, and we have one conversation, y'all, that changes the trajectory of everything. Like, I swear if we never had this conversation, we probably never would have ended up even, you know what I'm saying? But like, let me just go ahead and tell y'all. So, oh, also, y'all, the universe works in mysterious ways. I wasn't even supposed to be working with her this day. She ended up taking the shift of one of those, like, older ladies I told y'all about that would, like, I would normally be working with, like the older people, like not my crowd type of people. She ended up taking the shift to somebody that was sick because she saw I was on shift, and she was like, oh girl, I'm gonna take this girl shift so that we can work together. And I'm like, okay baby. Like, I was happy about that because I'm like, yay, somebody that I can talk to so I won't be bored, you know what I mean, because I'm not thinking nothing, like, you know. So we're working, whatever. I don't remember what we're doing, none of that matters, and we end up chopping it up about my manager. We're talking about Grinch. Mind you, something probably happened to like prompt us to start talking about her. Like, she probably was being rude to us, being rude to somebody else, like another employee, being rude to a customer, even. Like, that was literally miserable. She was not just rude to staff, she was rude to like everybody. So we were talking about her, and she was like, I just hate like mean bitches. I hate mean women. Like, I don't care if they old or young or whatever. I just, like, I have real experience with mean girls for real, and I just hate it. Like, it's really hard to find a genuine girl out here. And I was just like, yeah girl, like, it's really not hard to just be a nice person. Like, it's really not hard to just be cool. Like, it's never that deep. I have experience with mean girls too. And she just like, that kind of changes, like, shifts the conversation into her telling me about her friend group. She was like, I had a bunch of mean girls for friends, and I just recently fell out with my friend group because they're a bunch of mean girls. And my nosy ass, like, I'm chismosa. Like, I'm like, girl, what happened? Like, tell me. Mind you, y'all, when I be saying girl, somebody commenting was like, I hate when you say girl. Like, girl, I don't care. So she's like, oh, I'm like, if you don't mind like telling me about it, like what happened? And she's just like, well, I have this friend group of girls, like about 4 or 5 girls, and we've been like friends since high school, and nothing was really wrong in high school. Like, we was all like equally like cool, like there was nothing toxic going on or nothing like that. But the older we got and the more we got into like college, like, mind you, this girl did not go to my college. She went to like GSU or something. Like, she went to a big university. She's like, once we got to college, they started switching up on me. They started trying to isolate me from the group. They started like hanging out with me, hanging out without me, and they started like just being weird to me. And like, I started to notice as time went on that they were just like not being good friends to me. They'd leave me out, they'd count me out, they'd like miss my birthday, but they'd always show up for each other, just stuff like that. And it was really hurting my feelings. And then she was like, it wasn't until one day that they invited me to hang out with them, and it was supposed to be a girls' night, and I went over my like homegirl's house and everybody was there. And she was like, when I walked in, like, I got cute and everything, and I walked into an intervention of all of my homegirls basically saying like one by one why they don't fuck with me no more, and basically kicking me out of the friend group on some mean girl shit. So I'm just looking at her flabbergasted, because for one, how did you go for that? Like, I don't know, baby. Like, me personally, boo, I'm not going for that. Like, how low of a person do you have to be to literally let me walk in thinking that I'm about to vibe with my girls? Like, I might even be walking in with some mac and cheese. Like, I might be walking in with some like, with some jello shots, and I'm like, and everybody's sitting on the couch like,
Actually, Chesa, we came to tell you that we don't want you no more.
like, the way that I would crash out, the way that I would start windmilling in there, like, how do you even leave that situation on some casual like it's a regular Saturday night? Like, okay, like, I respect it, like, I respect everybody's opinion, shake everybody's hands, walks out of the door. Like, no, y'all have to all line it up one by one for even trying me like I'm a green bean. Like, what type of even is that? What? So I'm looking at her and I'm like, girl, what did you do? And she was like, I mean, it was all of them versus me, so I wasn't really gonna get rowdy or whatever, which is understandable. I mean, I personally am a crash out, so I probably would have got rowdy no matter what and just hope for the best. But she's like, I just left and they like be posting about me and stuff, but I'd really just be ignoring them. Like, that really hurt me. And I'm just thinking like, damn, like, that gives me the same vibe of like, people be saying, oh, if somebody breaks up with me, I don't want them to break up with me over text. What? Baby, I don't know. Like, I would personally be super embarrassed if somebody broke up with me in person. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm childish. I don't know. Like, it depends. If I'm living with you and we're already like always in each other's face, and like you feel like you want to break up and then you say it to me in my face because we're already together, that's one thing. But like, if we already are apart and then you come over my house just to break up with me, like, I don't know. That would just enrage me. Like, that's just embarrassing. Like, my aura points are at 0 now. You know what I mean? So it's like, y'all had to do that. Y'all couldn't have texted her. Like, I would have rathered a tag team in the group chat. Like, oh, we don't put you, you're weird, blocks you, kicks you out of the group chat. Like, I would have rathered that. Even that to me is like, see, like, why don't we have a real woman conversation if we're really supposed to be friends? But like, I don't know, the whole intervention, like letting her think that it was just a regular girls' night, to me is just evil. Like, y'all couldn't have at least said that y'all need to talk to her about something serious and all meet up to talk, maybe at a restaurant or something, or like meet in public, or like if you had to do it in person, or maybe got on the phone, but y'all wanted her to think y'all were hanging out and kicking it after already isolating her and not kicking it with her like that. That's evil. So this is when I start to feel like, damn, I feel bad for her. Like, I'm like, damn, this girl seems like down to earth, and you know what I'm saying? So it's not like right away I'm like, ooh, plan, I'm going to invite her into my friend group. Like, even later on, I never had intentions on forcing it, like bringing her into my friend group necessarily, but I knew that I had a genuine group of friends. I had a genuine group of female friends. I knew my girls were genuine chiz, and I was like, you know what I'm saying, she might need some time to take her mind off of the weird shit that just happened to her. She said that this recently just happened to her. Mind you, I did not initiate us hanging out first. So that being said, fast forward, I end up posting like some food. I think that I was posting from Taco Mac, like y'all know them buffalo like dippers things, I don't even know, but they're like, they have like a Philly cheesesteak one and they have a buffalo chicken one, and I posted like the buffalo chicken ones, or it might have been tacos, I really don't remember. I'm big, it could have been anything, boo. It really could have been it. It could have been fufu nigusi. It could have been anything. So I posted it, and she slid up and she was like, ooh, where is this from or whatever. And I ended up telling her where like I got the food, and she was like, we need to go eat together. Like, I'm a foodie. And she was like, you said you're a foodie. Like, we need to go eat together. Like, we need to hang. So this is what makes me think like, ooh, I'm about to be hanging with my girls. Like, me and my girls were supposed to be going to eat soon, and I was like, why don't I invite her? Like, I ended up texting my homegirls, and not to be messy, but I was just like, y'all, I have this coworker, like this girl that I'm cool with from work. She's super cool, and she just told me that like her homegirls basically bullied her out of her friend group. And I told them like briefly what kind of happened with like the whole intervention type thing, and my girls were like, damn, that's that's weird. Like, damn, like what type of shit is that? And they're basically like, why don't you invite her to come eat with us? Like, that's just some mean girl basically. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm gonna invite her. So one of the girls that I'm friends with, I'm not gonna name anybody because like other than Ella, it doesn't really matter, but one of the girls ends up saying like, Chesa, hold on, like, do you really know her like that? Because I know that like, you know, she could be telling the truth, but what if she got cut off because she did something? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like, how do you know that she's like not a weirdo? And I'm just like, y'all, I don't know her that well, but based off the conversation, it seemed like she was genuine, and like, it's not like we gotta hang out with her every day. We don't gotta like, this isn't baddies, baby. We're not like auditioning her to be part of the friend group. It's just like, we're going out to eat. She said she wanted to hang, so I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not nothing deep. And they're like, yeah, I bet you're right. We can probably tell like what her vibe is and her energy is from hanging out with her. And I'm like, yeah. And plus, I have only ever interacted with her one-on-one at the job. Like, I never even hung out with her one-on-one outside, which maybe I should have did that first. I don't really know. But I ended up inviting her to come eat with us. It was a Taco Tuesday. I remember this specifically, that we went out for tacos. She says yes, obviously. We all meet up there. I think that I was there with Ella, and I think one of my other homegirls, and then the other one was still on the way, and then so was Penny. So when I get there, I'm just like, I kind of tell the girls that are there, I'm like, I don't want you guys to like bring up the situation that happened with her friends. I don't want her to think that I was being messy by telling y'all that. I really just wanted to tell y'all why because I'm not like the typical, like, I didn't typically just invite random people to hang out with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I was opposed to it, but that's just not something that we typically did. So I just wanted to kind of tell them why. That's the only reason I told them any type of backstory. And I didn't want them to like bring it up or nothing like that, which they probably wouldn't have. But yeah, so Penny ends up coming and everybody's there. We end up like all eating or whatever. And no, before we end up eating, y'all, the first thing that she does, which y'all probably might think is a red flag, but the first thing that she does when we all end up like sitting down and like she gets introduced to everybody, is she's like immediately like, thank you guys for like hanging with me. Like, my friends just did some like flaw ash to me. And then she's like starts immediately spilling the whole situation to everybody at the table. Now, I don't really like judge open people. There's people that are more open than others. There's people that, you know, are more open with talking about things that have happened to them. I'm not judging that. Like, you know what I'm saying? To each their own. But I think that it did catch my friends off guard, because it's like, damn, like, you're not even saying like your name for real, where you went to school. Like, you're not even really talking about yourself, besides bringing up some drama situation like off rip. But maybe what I was like, my theory was she might have felt like I probably told them already, and maybe she wanted to like speak on it herself. Like, you know, maybe she felt nervous to hang out with us, or maybe she just felt like she wanted to get that out of the way to talk about it so that they knew some backstory of just something that she's going through. And like, I don't know, like, you know, me and my girls are not judgmental as people, so we're just like listening, and I already knew all of this, so I'm just like, yeah, like that's stuff, like damn. And my homegirls are like damn, and like yeah. And then we end up talking about some whole other stuff, and then we end up all addressing how we wanted to order and pay and all of that, because mind you, we're all broke college students at the end of the day. Some of us have more money than others, but most of us are broke. So y'all, it is a controversial topic apparently about people thinking like if you go out to eat with people, you should split the bill halfway always. I do not believe in that, because I have been that broke friend that wants to come to my friend's birthday dinner because I want to be there for my friend and I want to like participate in my friend's birthday, but I don't really got it like that. So when I get to the dinner, I'm only ordering what I can afford to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna order me something cheap. And I have been in a position where I don't really got money like that, and everybody's like, okay, we're gonna all pay this to split the bill evenly, and I'm somewhere looking shitty because I don't have nothing but what I could, like, I don't have nothing but enough to pay for my food. Like, I don't understand. I feel like that type of stuff should be communicated prior, or should just not happen, because baby, why am I contributing to food I didn't even touch or smell or eat or barely see? Are you crazy? I don't believe in that at all. And I don't believe that your birthday girl need to pay for everybody's meal at a birthday dinner. Like, it's my birthday, bitch. Why am I paying for your food? What? You pay for your food. You don't even got to pay for my food. But I feel like if I go to my homegirl birthday dinner, if my friends go to my homegirl's birthday dinner, somebody is going to pay for the birthday girl's meal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. People just, not everybody thinks the same way. But yeah, so we end up talking about it just so we can have a clear understanding, and there's like a $2 taco deal because it's Taco Tuesday. So we all ended up like asking everybody, is it okay, like should we just all order tacos and order the same, like each person order the same amount of tacos, and then we order like 2 appetizers that we share, and then we just split the bill halfway, because it was really cheap. Like, the place was really cheap. The bill wasn't going to be over $50. Every single one of us ate everything. Everybody ate their tacos. Everybody got the same amount of tacos, and everybody devoured. It wasn't like one person was off of the appetizers, one person was eating most of the appetizers. Everybody was eating the shareables. Everybody was sharing the shareables. Okay, keep that in mind. So we end up all agreeing to that. We end up eating, and besides like her jumping to like spilling the tea before talking about anything else, that's like the only little red flag that was noticeable like this day, until way after we ended up leaving. So we end up paying, we end up leaving, and I end up getting a text from her later on. She's like, thank you so much for inviting me out. Your friends are really nice girls. I would love to hang out with you guys again. I felt so welcomed. I don't want you to feel like you have to hang out with me because of like no pity reason or nothing, but like if you do want to hang out with me again, I would love to kick it with y'all. Like, next time y'all do something, I really love the vibes. And I'm like, you girl, you're always welcome. Like, I don't feel like I gotta hang out with you. I don't feel obligated to hang out with you. I hung out with you because I wanted to, and I felt like you would like enjoy company of my friends. So like, it's no biggie, girl. Like, next time we do something, I'll definitely invite you. Then she ends up saying something like, is there any way you can send me a couple of dollars for the food, because I'm out of gas and I really need to like get some gas in my car, and I'm really struggling. Like, I don't know if your hours been getting cut, but my hours been getting cut. And she just said something about needing gas. So it wasn't that she asked me for a couple dollars for gas that bothered me. It was the part that confused me was her saying for the food. So I'm like, wait, I'm like, what do you mean for the food? And she was like, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't really fair for me to have to like pay towards the appetizers because I'm not the one who wanted the appetizer. I feel like I shouldn't have to contribute to something that I didn't really order. Like, I wasn't the one who said let's get appetizers. I feel like the person who suggested appetizers should have paid for the appetizers. And I was just like gagged, because I'm thinking like, girl, what? Like, I would have respected it way more if she would have texted me, hey girl, can you send me $5, whatever, however much for gas, because I just ran out of gas and I'm stranded and I'm like, you know, I really need it. I don't know, I don't have nobody else to ask. I don't know who to ask. Because yeah, I would have felt in my heart and in my head, I would have been like, why do you feel comfortable even asking me for money? I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not that close for you to be asking me for favors and shit. But for you to like bring up food that you already agreed to pay for, and then again, y'all, she was munching on them appetizers. Like, if she didn't touch the appetizers, it would have been different. And also, if she would have been vocal about the fact that she didn't have it like that to be contributing extra little dollars towards other stuff, she could have said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? When we asked if everybody's cool with how we're paying, like, yeah, maybe she was embarrassed too, I don't really know, but I just didn't like how she was texting me this. So the nice in me, I'm like feeling for her because you're struggling. Like, we're all struggling, baby. We all need it at the end of the day. But I'm feeling for her because it's like, she wouldn't be asking me if she didn't need it. So I thought. So while I'm willing to help you, I'm about to clock your tea real quick first. Mind you, $50 split amongst 5 girls. And the appetizers were like $5 each. So the appetizers total were probably like $12 with tax and all of that. You want me to send you just what you contributed towards that. It's not like she wants me to send like her total for all of her food, just what she contributed towards the appetizers. Like, baby, that's nothing for real. Like, you're asking me for a couple dollars right now. Are you serious? And then it's like, this isn't the first time. The reason I call her cheap is because this is not the first time she has done that. Like, the other times we've hung out, say like there's a place that we're trying to buy a drink or something and they only take Apple Pay and my homegirl has cash, or the other way around, and Penny ends up having to cover for one of us for something that's like $2. She's the type of person to text you later and be like, hey, can you Venmo me for that $2 drink that I bought for you earlier? Like, just stuff like that. And I hate a girl like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get it. Some of y'all are gonna disagree and be like, it's the principle. If you owe me $1, I don't care if you owe me 50 cents or $1, give me what you owe me. But it's a difference if I lend you something and you like go out of your way to tell me you're gonna pay me back for it because you need it or whatever, versus covering for me for something real cheap because you my homegirl, or like, you know, getting me some food because I don't have it or whatever. Like, I'm not ever asking my homegirl to pay me back for some shit like that. Like, that's some cheap penny pinching ass, and I don't deal with that type of shit. And she did that a couple times. So that's why we calling her cheap. So I ended up texting her and I was like, girl, not gonna lie, like, I'm not mad or anything, but I don't really feel like it's appropriate to be asking for money back for something we all agreed to pay for. We all ate the same amount. So I'm not sending you money towards no appetizer, but I will send you some money for gas because I don't just want you to be out there stranded. But next time, I'd rather you just tell me you need some gas money than bring up something like, you know what I'm saying, counting. That's not even counting favors, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have rather you just been straight up and said that you needed it because you needed it, not because you feel like it's unfair to like, cause girl, that don't make no damn sense. And she's just like, oh, you right, I appreciate you. And I probably sent her like $15, y'all. Probably sent her like 20 bucks. I probably sent her $15 to $20 because baby, $5 ain't gonna do nothing. Them couple dollars that you wanted for the appetizers, like, baby, I sent you more than what you would have, like what you were even asking for, because gas is like, you know what I'm saying? You need gas. So I'm like, I ended up sending her the money, and that's that situation. Boom. I don't even tell my homegirls about this, mind you. If I was messy and just looking for a fight, like how some of y'all be saying, I would have ran to the group chat. Like, we already had an established group chat. It's not like we made a group chat and left her out of it. We already had a group chat before we even met her. And I would have went in that group chat and been like, look, like, why, tell me why is she asking me for money for when we went to eat? I put that on my niece's life. I didn't do that because I like didn't want them looking at her no type of way, and it wasn't that deep to me. And I'm not a messy ass. Like, I can be, but I, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kept that to myself. I'm gonna kind of speed through this situation because this situation wasn't that long of a situation. But long story short, we end up going to this kickback where there's like drinks, like drink involved and food and all this stuff. And we had never drank with Penny before or nothing like that. And we weren't heavy drinkers at the time either. But we ended up going to this kickback. We invited her. She came along. And it was a kickback. It wasn't one of those kickbacks where we were playing drinking games and we were playing Jenga and all of that. Like, it wasn't one of those typical kickbacks like I would throw and I would go to a lot that I've told you guys about. It was like a kickback with just music, vibes, people, and it was 420 friendly, and there were, you know, there was drink. So it was like dudes, it was girls, it was people we didn't know, it was people she didn't know, it was, you know what I'm saying, bring friends. Like, it was one of those kickbacks, right? So everybody's drinking, and there ends up being a point where like we're all chopping it up. Like, the music is turned down and people are chopping it up, people are talking, and there's like a big group of people where we're all just chatting. We're not talking about nothing personal, we're not talking about nothing deep, we're not talking we're just talking, like, vibing. And Penny ends up coming over there. She's probably drank like 3 drinks at this point. I don't really know. She's just like,
y'all, I just hate that I attract such weird chicks, and I just hate how chicks are such haters. Like, just be wanting to be you whole time. They don't know if they want to be with you or be you or beat you up. Like, bitch, you don't really know.
And like the way she's talking though is giving very much messy. Like, she's slurring her words. She's like yelling it damn near in front of everybody. And mind you, nobody even knows what she's talking about. Nobody was talking about nothing similar to what she's talking about. So everybody's just kind of looking at her confused, like looking at her like, ho, is you cool? And as friends, we're trying to like stop her. We're like, girl, like, come on, let's go to the bathroom, like, come on. And she's just like, no, like, I want to say this. And then she like shoves us, kind of, and she's just like, I just wanted to say, like, I really just hate Chiz, like, starts so weird. And then we're like looking at the people we don't really know, and they're kind of looking at each other, looking at her, like they're very much listening and judging. So I end up pulling her anyways. Like, I don't care, girl. I'm not about to let you embarrass yourself even more than you already are. So I pull her to the bathroom, and I'm like, girl, are you okay? And immediately she starts crying, y'all. She starts crying. My friends come in there. She's crying, like boo-hoo crying, drunk. And I'm like, girl, like, what the is going on? And she's just like crying, and she's like saying how that situation with her friends really affected her, and she's really not over it, and she just like, I think she's emotional because of the drink or whatever. So we're just like giving her the benefit of the doubt because she's off that drink, you know what I'm saying? So we're just like, damn, like, we should just leave, you know, like, let's just go back to my house. And we all go back to the house or whatever. We end up having like a sleepover there. I don't think everybody did. I think like Ella lived with me, and then me and Penny, like, we all like just chilled there that night, and I damn near took care of her. She was throwing up and all type of stuff. And while this is a red flag in hindsight, y'all are gonna understand later, I didn't see it as a red flag then. Like, we were just like, you know what I'm saying, we all have taken care of our sloppy homegirl one time or another. Like, I'm not judging no because they get sloppy when they drink. Now, if it's a reoccurring thing all the time, then yes, we might have to have a conversation, we might have to have a real intervention. But I'm not about to get mad at my homegirl because she got too lit. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just not, because I would want somebody to, you know, be there for me and have my back if that was me in the situation. Last situation before the big situation that should have been the last situation in itself, because y'all, I was green for this. I'm not gonna lie, I was a green bean for this one. Like, y'all, when it came to my friends, like, I wasn't green for strangers. I mean, there were times where I was green for a stranger. Like, I got scammed and all type of shit. Like, if you want to call that green, then bitch, call me the Jolly Green Giant. Like, I've been green before. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm the Jolly Green Giant. But when it comes to my friends, I just have such a soft spot for my homegirls. I think that especially when I was younger, like, I don't think this way now. Like, I do still value sisterhood and friendship, like women friendship and stuff like that, but I'm not going to value sisterhood over my sanity and over like the principle of stuff. I'm not doing that no more. Like, if you don't deserve my friendship, you're not going to be my friend type thing. Like, and I didn't used to see things that way. And luckily I see things that way now. Sorry, y'all, I keep trying to adjust this. But basically, I ended up getting a text from Penny on a random Saturday night. Mind you, before I read the text, I had like 4 or 5 missed calls from her that I didn't peep until like after the fact. So when I saw that she called me so many times, I ended up like going to text her, and I saw this paragraph from her, and she's just like, girl, I really like hate to ask you for a favor, but I really need to ask you for this. I don't know who else to turn to. Like, I really need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, like, what's up? Like, call me. Because the type of person that I am, y'all, I'm not doing all that texting if it's like a serious matter. Like, miss me with all of the essays and like, just call my phone. Like, yes, I can do the essays and the texting if it's like some bullshit, or if we're going back and forth and I don't feel like hearing all that yapping on the phone, okay? But like, if you're telling me that you really need to talk to me, baby, call me. She calls me. This was probably my mistake. I should have let her text me, because I think this is what did it for me. The theatrics did it for me. She's sounding all frantic on the phone. She's just like,
Chesa, like, my car broke down and I really just need like $200 to $300 because I need to get it repaired, and it's gonna cost me like $300 for the tow truck.
or like she said,
Like $200 for the tow truck and like $100 for them to like do something to the battery.
like, she's like crying on the phone. It sounds like she was really crying. And she's just like,
I don't know who else to ask. Like, I called everyone, nobody's answering me, and I'm stuck here, and I'm like, she's like, I don't have AAA or nothing like that. Like, I don't know what to do, and I just like, I promise you I'll pay you back. Like, they've been cutting my hours, but you know, we both get paid on this coming Friday, and I promise you I will send you the entire amount back when we get paid. I promise you I'm not the type of person to not pay somebody back.
so y'all already know the green bean that I am. I ended up telling her, like, girl, calm down. Like, and I had the money, y'all. I think I was stacking for a car or something. Like, I was stacking to move out. I don't really know what I was stacking for, but I had the money to help her out. And she sounded genuine on the phone. So I ended up telling her, I was like, look, I'm tight on money as well, but I do have it. But since I'm tight on money, like, if I was just rich and I just had it like that, I wouldn't really care for you to pay me back, because like, if you're my homegirl and I'm helping you out, I do it from the kindness of my heart. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just got it like that. So can you make sure that you really pay me back when we get paid? because I'll need it, but I got you. So she's like, yeah, I promise you. So I ended up cash apping her the money, and she's like, thank you so much, like, you're a lifesaver, woo doo woo doo woo. Mind you, we got paid that coming Friday. This was probably like a Tuesday, and we got paid not the Friday of this week, but the Friday for the next week is when we got our next paycheck. So I'm not the type of person to hound nobody about nothing like that. You're a grown-ass woman. I don't feel like I need to be reminding you, oh, by the way, 3 more days. Oh, by the way, 4 more days until you pay me back. Like, no. You told me you're gonna pay me back. You know when you told me you're gonna pay me back, so I'm expecting that transfer of funds on that day. Like, I'm not about to be hounding you for some shit that you know about, baby, because you needed that money when you needed it, so I need it back when I need it back.
Amen.
When you said you're gonna give it back, type shit. So I left her alone. Now I'm thinking back to it, I think she was kind of dodging me after I sent her this money. Like, I think we hung out like maybe one time between that time and like the day that she was supposed to pay me back. I didn't really see her that much until around payday, right? So the Thursday before payday, I ended up like inviting her to come over the house. Not for that day, I think it was Saturday that we all planned to hang out, and I invited her. Like, I extended the invite to her, said that we're all gonna be over my house hanging out on Saturday if you wanted to come. She ended up saying like, of course girl, I'll be there, thank you for the invite, and tells me that she'll be there basically. So Friday comes, I get my direct deposit in the morning, and I know varying, like, depending on your bank, like, it varied when people's direct deposit hit, I think. Like, I don't think everybody's direct deposit just hits right at the same time. It depends how your bank functions and what bank you bank with and stuff like that. So when I got my direct deposit, y'all, I promise y'all I was not stunting that shit. Like, that wasn't the first thing on my mind. It probably should have been, but I wasn't like, oh, I got my money, where's my money at? Like, I didn't say nothing to her even on Friday, y'all. I was literally giving this girl so much grace. I did not even mention the money before Friday, and on Friday I said nothing because I was like, I'm gonna just wait and see when she sends it. You know, maybe her direct deposit is gonna come at nighttime. Like, that's happened to me before. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna say nothing to her. So I don't say nothing, and then Saturday comes, the day that we're all supposed to hang out. Everybody's responding except for her. So I'm just a little bit confused. I'm like, girl, like, hello. I'm just like, hey, are you coming over or whatever? And she ends up not saying nothing to me until Sunday. Sunday, she ends up sending me this long A-word message that's like longer than I've ever seen in my life, and it's just a long apologetic ass message that's like,
hey Chesa, I really don't want you to be mad at me, but I wanted to be fully transparent with you. And this boy that I've been in a situationship with for like a year, he ended up spending the night on Saturday night, and we drank, and then I fell asleep, and he ended up going on my phone and cash apping himself my entire check. Like, he didn't just send the amount that I owe you, he sent the whole thing. So now I'm gonna be late on rent. I don't even know how I'm gonna eat. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know what to say.
And she sends me a screenshot of the money being sent to somebody. Now, I don't know if she sent that money to herself or what. Like, it looked like a fake screenshot, but like at the time, again, I'm just like, I don't know what to say to this. Like, I don't know how to respond to this sort of thing. So I'm just like, girl, what? And she's like, I'm like, what do you plan to do then? And she's just like, well, I don't really know. Like, I'm gonna have to make the money back somehow. And she's like, I promise you, when I make the money back, I will pay it back. Like, you don't even have to worry about that. Like, you came through for me. I'm not trying to do you no type of like slimy way. And I'm like, okay, girl, well, as soon as you get it, like, send it to me. Like, I really need that. Like, I wouldn't have gave it to you if I didn't think you really needed it. And you know what I'm saying? I don't got it like that. So, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe you need to, like, file a police report on him or something. Like, file a claim with Cash App, something. But y'all know Cash App don't give you your money back. So, you don't even need to be keeping no lump sum of money on Cash App, nor do you need to be having a direct deposit hit on Cash App. That's not a trusted bank to do that on. Sorry, no. Now, I know most of y'all would have stopped being this girlfriend over this alone. Like, that's enough to, like, whoop her, I know. But, like, I really was not. This girl was, like, she deserved a Grammy. Is it a Grammy? I think that's for music. She needed an Oscar. That was, like, an Oscar, Grammy, whatever, winning performance. Like, I did not think she was lying. I'm like, damn, all this stuff that this girl is going through, I really was feeling for her, not gonna lie. Boom, big situation, last situation, let's just get into it. I don't think that I was like planning on cutting her off necessarily over the situation, but I do think that, as anybody else would be, I was frustrated because it was like, just little things she's been doing have been aggravating me, getting under my skin. And I was like, I don't know if I was slowly distancing myself from her, or maybe I was just taking a break from hanging with her. But I remember that there was like this event for GSU. I don't know, I might be wrong, so don't quote me. It might have not been GSU, it might have been a homecoming thing. I don't know what it was. I wasn't too hip to all the college things going on, because again, I went to a community college nobody ever heard of, so, or people probably heard of it, but I didn't know too much about it. But I knew girls from other colleges, and I knew a lot of people at GSU. I knew a lot of people from like colleges, because, you know what I'm saying, I went to school with people that went to different schools, and my homegirls that I met at my college knew people from colleges and stuff. So we got like word of like some event, like it was like a social event, like party type of thing that a lot of different colleges were going to be at, or like GSU or something like that. And that is a school that Penny goes to, and we ended up like posting about it or something. There might have been a flyer for it or something like that, and we ended up posting it on our stories and stuff like that. And I know Penny stood up and was like, oh, I'm going to this, like, can I come with y'all, like, if you're going? And I don't think I was gonna invite her, no shade, because I just was annoyed with her over the money situation, not gonna lie. But seeing that she was already coming and stuff, I wasn't finna be a weirdo, so I was like, yeah girl, you can, like, we can go together or whatever. So she ended up kind of going with us anyway. So we ended up getting there, and this is not an event where people are drinking. Like, I don't know who drank before going to the event, who pre-gamed or whatever, who was already drunk when they got there. But me and us, we weren't drinking. There were no drinks there either, like no type of beverages like that there, but there were food and drinks and other type of stuff there, and like just vibes or whatever. So when we get there, everything is cool. I'm not even gonna bore y'all with the details. Like, it's just like a big like event center place, and everybody's just mingling, talking, everybody's like networking. It's like a cool event like that. So something that me and Ella end up peeping is that there's like a group of girls that are there, and they're kind of like eyeing us. Like, I don't know if they're eyeing us like off rip. I don't want to reach and say that they were like death staring us or mugging us or anything like that, or like, you know, like looking at us stank necessarily, but they definitely were looking at us a lot. Mind you, I know these girls, you know what I'm saying? I went to school with them. I knew who they ops were. We knew, like, you know what I'm saying? I knew these girls, like knew them. I knew them more than I knew Penny. So I ended up asking Penny, like, do you know them? Like, I knew that none of these girls that were looking at us were people that we knew. So I'm like, Penny, do you know them or something? And she looks over, and like, she looks kind of like quickly, and then back at us, and she's like,
yeah, they go to my school, but I don't know them like that.
I don't know them like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what the f? And she's like, they're just weird. Like, a lot of girls in my school are just weird. They just be looking, they just be hating. I'm like, oh, okay, period. It'd be like that. So we proceed on, and as we move around, like we're moving around the area or whatever, we end up migrating to another part of the event space. And it seems like every time we migrate somewhere, those same girls end up migrating the same places we're migrating. And then we end up all noticing that they're all like very much looking at us, very much snickering, cackling, whispering, and all of that. So I'm just looking at them, looking at us, and then I'm looking at my homegirls, and we're like, what the you know what I'm saying? And Penny's just looking like down at her phone, like she's not looking at them like that. So I'm like, girl, maybe she's she's non-confrontational. We don't know her like that. Like, we're friends with her, like freshly friends. Like, we don't, like, you know, some girls are not confrontational, some girls are not, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's given that she's not confrontational because she went for that intervention shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't fighting her way out of that, or like she wasn't like yelling at them. She told me that she literally just like listened to what they had to say and like left on some so we already knew what kind of time she was on. So we're not on that type of time at all. Like, my girl's not all like as rowdy as I can be, but they all are like about it. So we're just looking, and then we end up like not paying them no mind until one of my homegirls end up pointing out to me that one girl is sitting there kind of looking like this. Like, she's like looking at her phone like this, like she's recording something or taking a picture, but then looking back at us. And at first we can't tell if she's like, you know, maybe she's like doing this, like looking at herself and then looking around, like looking at herself. Like, I don't want to assume that she's taking pictures of us or videos of us in our direction or nothing until I know for sure. So we're just like, what the f is she recording us? Like, I don't know. Like, it looked like it. I don't know though. Penny ends up turning to me and she's like,
those are the girls that did the intervention on me.
So now we looking at her like, are you dumb? Like, why didn't you tell us this off rip? Like, I don't know why. Like, maybe she was scared, or maybe she felt like we was going to press them or something and she was trying to avoid that. I don't know. But like, the way she told us she didn't know them, we believed her. And the whole time, these are the girls that you just fell out with. Like, you should have told us that off. Like, you should have prefaced that whole thing with that, so we would have just been hip to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The camera is like face, and her phone is like this angle, like this 90 straight degree angle, straight ass angle up, like towards us. It's not like it's like this or like this. It's like this. So it wasn't until like her homegirls that are behind her end up kind of like getting behind the phone screen and kind of like looking like at what she's looking at, and then they all look in sync, y'all, simultaneously at us, and they all like giggle or whatever. So I done had enough at this point. So I end up like saying from where I was, I didn't like go up to them or nothing. Like, if this was them, this was us. Like, we were not super close to each other. We were not of arm's reach at all, but we could hear each other. So I ended up saying like, are you recording me? And she ends up like looking at me. I said it like with an attitude though. I was like, are you recording me? And she was like, I'm not. She was like, nah,
I'm not recording you.
she said it with the same tone as me. And y'all know, like, yeah, I might be like somebody that's gotten in fights and stuff like that, but I don't really escalate situations unless somebody says some dead disrespectful to me, or somebody's really messing with my people, or somebody swings at me. Like, you know, I'm not about to, oh my God, you just gave me an attitude and cocked your neck at me, because girl, I do that I can do that same to you, and I'll do it first, so it doesn't matter. So I'm not stunting that for real, but I'm like, okay. And then my homegirl ends up, she's like, well, who are you recording? She was like,
You pay my phone bill?
Don't ever think that, you know, you that girl, but don't ever think that you that good comeback, that good reading girl, but I fuck with that little saying, okay? Yeah. You're not that bitch or nothing, but you still ate that little one, thing, you ate that one thing.
Giving like, you know what I'm saying, like, why you worried about what I'm recording and doing on my phone? You don't pay this bill. But baby, you facing your camera towards us. You get what I'm saying? So when she says that, my homegirl don't like it. Like, she felt like she ate her up a little bit. So she starts like yelling at her. She's like,
oh, who the, you talking to? Ho, don't play with me like that. Like, you don't know me. Don't talk to me like bitch.
And like, they're going back and forth, and now they're yelling at each other, y'all. And everybody's like starting to look or whatever, but it is pretty loud in there, so it's not like everybody's focus is on us. But they start going back and forth or whatever. So I'm just kind of looking like, what the, and me and my homegirls are looking like, we're ready. You know what I'm saying? One of my homegirls is not vocal, like she's not saying nothing. It's like, you know, they're not rowdy, they're not gonna say nothing, but they will get to swinging if they need to swing. So we're just standing there and we're just ready to pounce at this point. But it wasn't until the girl, like, she ends up obviously like recording now at this point, but she's now recording the argument. So she starts recording and she's like, who you talking to? And like, now it's obvious that she's recording us, and now we're all up in the camera. Like, are you trying to clown us right now? So we all step up closer or whatever, and I'm like, stop recording me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop recording me. Hope, like, what do you think this is? I'm like, you, like, what you think this is? Who you recording this shit for? So we just yelling or whatever. I'm just picturing how that intervention situation went, because like, again, if it was me, I would have been flipping. It would have been like a real intervention, like the show intervention. I would have been flipping chairs, flipping tables, cussing out everybody, all that, if I wasn't fighting. Like, I would have been doing something. So I'm just like, bruh, like, Penny, you not gonna pop it? Like, you not, they popping it. They straight popping it, y'all, like popping it. And she's not saying nothing. So I'm just looking at Penny and I'm like disappointed, but I'm like, hey, like at this point, I'm not even just defending you. I'm defending me at this point, because these bitches are popping it. As she's recording me, I'm like, you internet ass, what you recording this for? She like, internet. And then she's like, you want me to be an internet? I'll show you internet. She's like, I might as well go live. So as she's tapping, mind you, I don't follow you on Instagram. It's like, I don't even know your Instagram to know if you really went live or not. But it's like, as she like gets off of whatever she's on to like go to Instagram to go live, I reached for her phone. I promise y'all I was not swinging on her. I was like about to just grab her phone and like drop it, because like, you're not about to be trying to clown me, trying to photograph me. Like, bitch, no free photography, like, please. So I'm like, I grabbed for the phone, and as I grabbed for the phone, shorty swings on me. Oh, is you cool? I weaved that bit. Like, that did not connect. But as I weaved, after she swung, one of her homegirls ends up swinging. Like, I guess it's like a chain reaction. Once she swung, one of her homegirls felt like she needed to swing, because she probably felt like a brawl was about to pop off. So the girl that swung on me missed. Her phone drops, and then homegirl behind her swings, and she ends up connecting on my neck. And I'll never forget this feeling. That shit felt weird as hell, y'all. She didn't hit me on my face or nothing, the back of my head, nothing. It ended up connecting with my neck. So I end up swinging, boo, and now we're fighting. Boo, like, now we get to fight, boo, 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 boo. And then like, she hit me in my neck, and now like, I'm windmilling at this point. Like, I'm just swinging at everybody, because there's like 5-6 girls versus us, and again, like, there's a couple of my friends behind me or whatever, and I went forward for the phone, and I got hit first. So I'm like windmilling, I'm like boo, boo, boo. I'm getting hit, like, I'm getting hit on my head. Oh, all of that, right? And then my homegirls come up, and we all get to hitting. We're hitting, boom, boom, boom. Penny is swinging, like, in the back. She's like, we're all in like a damn like huddle damn near. We're like, we're throwing hands. We're like, you know what I'm saying? I keep my head up most of the time, but like at this point, there's like taller girls. Like, we're all getting hit on the head. So like, we're hitting, we're not really looking. Everybody's hitting each other, like, and people are coming to break it up. And Penny is somewhere in the back, like she's like trying to reach for like the girls' heads, and Penny is like knocking some of us in the head. Like, you can't even see what you're doing. Like, girl, sit this one out, boo. Like, what are you doing? So we end up getting separated or whatever. We're screaming or whatever. And I think there's like security in the event or whatever. Ends up like pulling everybody out. They're like, you need to leave now. They didn't even have no drink there. Like, they were on some strict Judge Judy ass shit. So they're like, y'all need to leave before we call the police or whatever. So we end up getting like separated. And as we walk into the car, we screaming like, you dumbass, you weird ass, you lame ass. We end up getting in a car and like we all knocked up or whatever. Like, I'm obviously not beat up or whatever, but we all like bruised and banged up, nails bleeding and stuff. And we're all just like, Penny, what the, those are some weird, she's like, I can't believe they did that. Like, just so weird for no reason or whatever. And she's like, yeah, like she don't really got much to say or whatever. We end up going home, y'all. Tell me why the next day, y'all, I don't think it was a group chat we got put in. I think it was just me. I don't even know. Or like, I think they found our pages individually and all sent us the same thing because we ended up talking about it in the group chat. But we ended up getting a DM from some girl, and it was one of the girls that we saw, like one of the girls that we fought, because we could see her page like when she DM'd us. And in the DM, y'all, tell me why, long ass paragraph. It might have even been a voice memo, but basically the girl said something like,
Y'all are some weird ass hoes defending a bitch that like to fuck her nigga, her friend's nigga.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, y'all are some weird green ass just like her. Like, y'all must be on the same shit as her. Like, y'all are just some dirty. She's like, if y'all condone that type of whole time talk shit about whatever friend group, like, y'all must be the girl she be talking about. She be throwing slugs at y'all too.
She's sending screenshots, y'all. Literally, this girl is sending screenshots of a spam we did not even know existed. It's always a damn spam. Shorty ass is over here posting, talking about some
be cheap. When you want to get food, they always want to split the bill. Like,
she was posting about that whole situation. She was posting like the night that I invited her out, like not the night that I lent her that money, but that next day, because I lent her the money on like a Thursday or something or whatever. And that weekend she was supposed to hang with us, and she ignored us. And that Saturday night she said somebody spent the night at her house. Y'all, why did this girl go to the club with that money? Like, she was posting that and all of that. Like, nobody ever sent the money to, like, she spent that money at the club. She got a section and all of that. She ignored us. She was out like with somebody else, like with her homegirl or her homeboys, I don't really know. And she was like throwing slugs at us on her spam. And y'all, whole time the reason she fell out with those girls is because she backdoored one of them and one of their niggas, literally.
Peggy, pray when people lie. Do not lie.
And she like sent proof of all of that. And y'all, we ended up literally like not becoming friends with those girls, but we ended up literally like having a conversation. Like, we did not know none of this. She told us a whole nother story of why y'all fell out with them. Like, I thought that y'all were like trying to bully her on some shit. Like, that's why I was popping it the way I was popping it back at y'all, because I thought that y'all were trying to bully her like with us around. And I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I felt like you thought we was some punks or something. Like, you about to bully her in front of us. Like, we not gonna take up for our homegirl. Like, I don't care if she a new friend or not. Like, I don't go for that type of shit. I probably would fight a friend group for I don't even know if I know that there's some bullying going on. And she just like, nah, like, she's a manipulator. That's some weird ass. I thought that she, like, y'all been knew her or something, or like y'all must have known like the tea, like the real lore of what happened, and just was like on some condoning it type like, I'm sorry for popping it at y'all. Like, they weren't even weirdos, y'all. They literally were like showing all the proof and like literally showing the text messages of all of them in a group chat, and like sending proof of her with the dude. Like, they basically found out and found like screenshots of like some spicy pictures of her and one of the girls' dudes that I guess, like, I think the dude even sent it to her. Like, basically I think the story was like one of her friends was into it with her man, and the man was like on some angry ass and ended up spilling the beans on some, like, that's why I chose homegirl and sent proof of it, like a video proof or picture proof, and she ended up sending it in the group chat of the girls, and they ended up cutting her off that way. And I think that they ended up like having, maybe the intervention part did happen, but it was about that, and like that's why she walked out on some casual, because she knew she was dead wrong. So we ended up like all apologizing or whatever. We didn't end up like hanging out on some bonding weird but we were just like sorry that we like had to get into it like that. We were just trying to defend our friend. We didn't know all of that, and now that we know, like, she's a weirdo. And I told them how she asked me for money and stuff, and she was like she always used to do that with them and never pay them back, and they would find out she was lying about what she was like needing the money for. And she's just a like trashy ass basically. So we beat their ass for no reason. Low key, like, no shade. If y'all watch this video, y'all know we did y'all. We took y'all up through there. I'm sorry. We turned y'all every which way but loose. But we did it off of the pretenses that we thought y'all was being bullies, okay? Like, y'all already know we apologize for all of that. But y'all, like, I was being a girl's girl for a girl that would probably try to F my man behind my back whole time. I never got that $200, $300 back, y'all. And that job was already over. Like, she did that strategically. Like, she knew that we was about to not be working there no more. And, like, we didn't go to the same school or nothing. So I wasn't about to see her. And she wasn't, like, we didn't hang out enough times for me to know where she lived and all that. She knew where I lived, though. So it was just very strategic. Like, there are really people out here that will go out of their way to be your friend so they can use you. And, like, whole time you don't know what type of woman a girl is. Like, there are girls that will lay in your bed, like, be in your car, eat your food, be in your house, meet your man, and try to F your man behind your back. Like, there are some really dirty, green ass bitches out there. So you need to be careful who you friends with, y'all. Don't be trying to be no girl's girl for just any girl. Get to know people, for real. But yeah, y'all. That's the end of the story time. If I can find the screenshots of some of this stuff, I'll go ahead and put it in this video. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. Also, y'all, follow me on the Red Note app. I'm going to put that on the screen. Follow me on my Twitch. I'm going to put that on the screen. Follow me on TikTok as well, just in case, at Chesa Morena. Just follow me on Instagram at ChesaLaMorena. And I love you guys so much. I'm not going to drag this because I know this video long as fuck. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat.